Hey guys, it's Evan, and this is a nuts and bolts back to basic video. And today I'm just covering a subject which is fans in your reptile room. And you guys have noticed that I have fans in my reptile room because I don't always remember to turn them off when I film videos, so they make that sound in the background. But anyways, I'll tell you guys that once you get past a couple of reptiles in a room, it's important to have a fan in your room. And there's a number of reasons why. And the primary reason why is to churn the air around. And it's because top to bottom, especially like in these racks, I can get a 3 or 4 degree heating differential from the floor to the ceiling. And also it just means that the heat's on this side of the room and it helps circulate it all the way to the other side of the room. That's one reason. It also helps in ventilating your cages because that air movement is actually what allows air to flow through the vents and the cracks in your sliders and whatnot. So I think that it's important for those reasons. I also think it's important, especially in the winter, if you see it limits condensations on your window. I don't know if you can see this, but this is condensation because the room is relatively humid and warm inside and that window is cold. So it's like condensating like on a glass wall. And so one thing you can do to help yourself is run a fan in your room. The best type of fan to run in your room is a ceiling fan. If you have a ceiling fan or you have the height to use a ceiling fan, that's the best thing to use. Run it in the winter mode, so run it so that it's blowing up rather than down. It gently turns the air without buffeting or blowing into any cages directly. It's the best. Other than that, I've used oscillating fans and I've settled on these floor fans as my favorite. It kind of depends on how you can orient them in the room. And the best thing to do would be able to put it straight up like this, so it's blowing straight up, dead center of the room, and that will take the cold air from the center and turn it all the way up to the ceiling and back out. But what I kind of have to do in my long rectangular room is I kind of put it in one far corner of the room, and it takes the air that's close to the heater and it shoots it across the room, bounces it off the ceiling, comes back down. So that's just what I do. But I like these air mover style fans. I have a Vornado style fan in the other room. They're just what I have, but buy a quality one. They're not super expensive. They're like $30 to $50 for a decent one. I like the 12-inch. This is a little big. I think this is a 16-inch, but I just had this one from another room, so I'm using it. But if I had to choose, I'd choose the 11 and 12-inch ones in normal room sizes. The other option would be to find something wall mounted. But the final thing I'll tell you is these do take power, and I try to limit my power usage in my rooms because it's just a good thing to do. And I've found that you don't need to run these full time, but you need to run them at frequent intervals. So basically, you can't turn this on for 12 hours a day and then turn it off for 12 hours a day. That doesn't work really well. But what you could do is turn it on for 15 minutes, turn it off for 15 minutes, turn it on for 15 minutes, turn it off for 15 minutes, and that will save you 50% of your power. And here's a really easy way to do that with an old-fashioned push pin lamp timer. And I just go around and I push in every other one, and so that's every 15 minutes, or I think this is, I don't know, this might be every half hour. I'm not sure. I think it's 15 minutes. But so it turns on for 15, turns off, turns on, turns off. And it's just a really easy way to create an interval timer. And it's just a creative use of these timers. I'm cycling these out of my collection because I've gone to smart plugs on most things. Smart plugs are actually a pain in the butt to create an interval on because you have to create a schedule for each one. So that's just what I'll tell you. But this is where I'm moving all my little push pin ones to. So there's a little life hack for you today. Fans in the reptile room. Take care. Bye-bye.